Hi everyone, it's me, your girl Cynthia Bailey here, and you are tuned into SUAVV Sessions. Check it out.
Welcome back again.
Thank
Like,
you.
it's always a pleasure having you.
So excited to talk to you.
Yeah. So you're here in Atlanta.
I am in Atlanta.
And you said you're back and forth between Atlanta and LA.
I am bi-coastal. I try to split my time 50-50, but my work schedule keeps me in LA a little bit more right now since I've transitioned into acting.
Yeah.
But home base is still Lake Bailey.
Are you enjoying LA?
I am enjoying LA.
Okay.
I am. My team is out there, my manager and my agent, and Noelle is in LA.
Yeah.
So I get to see my child and I get to go and make money. So.
Does she enjoy you being out there more now that you're there, she's there?
She does. However, she did have to set some boundaries for me. Because,
that's fair.
Now that I'm newly single, her place is kind of my crash pad.
Right.
So, as her mom, she didn't feel comfortable telling me, hey, do you have to stay with me every time you come? And how long are you staying here? Because I will come with like all my suitcases because, I usually when I'm gone for like a couple of weeks. Throw them in the living room and be like, oh, I got to take some meetings today. And she's like, you cannot come in here and disrupt my space like this.
Yeah.
So we had to have the talk, and it was almost like the roles reversed. I'm like, you disrupted my space your whole life. I can't come in here for 5 minutes. But I love the fact that she wanted to have that conversation to just set boundaries, because just because I'm her mother doesn't mean that I get to come into space and just do whatever I want to do. She's like, no, Mom, I like to keep my space a certain way, and I love you coming to visit, but you gotta like blow up spot when you come. So
yeah, like kind of that reminder that she's an adult now.
Yes, I had to respect that.
I know it's a challenging conversation, especially for us as kids to have with our parents. When it happened, did it kind of make you look at it and be like, oh my God, you're grown?
Yes, it did, because in my generation, we didn't have rights. We didn't have boundaries.
No.
We did what we were told to do. They said no closing the bedroom door.
Don't close that door.
Stay open. Like, don't dare lock it. Like,
No.
Are you kidding me? So we just grew up in two different times. And, when I look back to my own childhood and when I was coming up, I would have loved to been able to have those kind of conversations, at least with my parents, and say, hey, this is my space.
Yeah.
And I feel like a little more respect in my space. I'll take care of it. Just, let this be mine. But nothing in the house was like, this is my house. The bed you're sleeping in is mine.
It's
the
my
sheets
bed.
on the bed is mine. Like, you just had no sense of ownership of anything in the house until you got out of the house, which I think actually worked for me, because I was like, I cannot wait to turn 18 so I can get out of here and get my own place.
So that the bed is mine.
Exactly.
That is amazing. So when you're back and forth now, and you're coming to Atlanta, we saw you pop up on Housewives this past season.
Yes.
What did it feel like to get back in front of the camera? Because I know you have your relationships with everyone outside of filming.
Yes.
So what was it like to get back on camera and do the whole situation again?
I always feel like after doing Housewives consistently for 11 years, it's always going to be my home away from home, whether I'm on the show or off the show. And it did feel good to, just check in on the ladies. I did kind of miss it. It's like, when you leave, I had all these different things that I'm working on, but you just kind of miss it a little bit because I've done it for so long.
Yeah.
And especially when you see the trailer, you're like, oh my God, I'm not in this. But I actually was in this trailer from popping out. But the other trailer before that, I think, it just feels like, wait, this is happening and I'm not a part of it. But I was excited to pop up. My fans still love my housewife fans. Really got a kick out of me just showing up. And they actually, the network let me do a confessional. Well, they asked me to do a confessional. And, as somebody who's not even a friend of the show, I just popped in. I wasn't expecting all of that. But I love, respectfully, how they kind of rolled me back in, even for those small moments on the show. I thought like that just really was a nice way to give me my flowers for, being a housewife for 11 years. And the women, all the ladies were just so warm and welcoming. And it just felt like, yay, this is fun. And it's like, all right, got to go back to LA now.
That's it. I'm out.
Yes.
Would you, a question most people are asking, would you consider going on Housewives of Beverly Hills if it was offered to you?
I would consider it. I would definitely consider it. It's not a focus of mine right now. My focus is on my acting career. And that is really where I see this third act. My life, I have divided into acts. The first act, I gave you guys Cynthia, the model. The second act, Cynthia, the reality star. And the third act is Cynthia, the actress.
Yeah.
So I'm really focused on this third act. However, if it's something that organically happens, like I'm, friends with Garcelle. I've become really good friends with Sutton on the show. We met at BravoCon and we just kind of connected. We actually, I actually just started a sustainable bedding line under Sutton brand. So we're actually working together and making money together. So
Congratulations.
if it makes sense to pop in or even consider at some point, if I want to be a housewife, then I'll consider it at that time. But right now, I'm really comfortable with just kind of popping in because, again, the focus is my acting career.
Yeah. So how has it been getting into acting? Like, was that challenging for you? Was it hard to get past, like, you're Cynthia, let me just be a regular actor and not, like, Cynthia Bailey on camera?
Starting my acting career has been a lot of work. And work is the word I would use when I even talk about acting, because I really knew that if I was going to do this, I had to be prepared to actually do the work. I wanted to be respected as an actress. I wanted to be respected by other actors, by the directors and the writers and the producers that I'm working with.
Right.
And I knew that doing it while I was on Housewives, I knew it wouldn't be my first priority, and I never wanted to treat my acting career as my side job.
Yeah.
And, you have to realize as well, I have a great relationship with a very successful thespian, Mr. Leon Robinson, Noel's dad.
Right.
So I remember watching him dedicate his talent to the craft, the art of acting, is phenomenal. It's like no joke. That man transformed himself into David Ruffin for The Temptations. He never came out of character until that movie wrapped.
Wait, after... This is where it gets fun. So while he's filming, even though he's like at home, not on set, he's still...
I called him David.
Wow.
If I called him Leon, he walked right past me like I didn't even talk to him. I'd be like, Leon, can you take out the trash? And it would be like...
Who's Leon?
And I'd be like, I'm sorry, David, can you take out the trash? And he'd be like, sure, I'll take it out. He dressed in that type of attire the entire time. So if you saw us outside of him filming, he still wore that style of clothing. He never came out of character until it wrapped. So I have a huge respect for thespians and actors. And I did not want to start this journey in any way other than being prepared to really show up and do the work.
And it's a lot.
It
is a lot. And like the characters that everyone decides to play, like digging into that and getting into that mentality. Like I always wonder, like at what point people come out of character and how far in character they go. So that's interesting to know.
It is. It is. And you know what's so interesting about that with the body of work that I've done so far, because it's only been about a year and a half that I've actually, been away from the show and I've started my acting journey. Every part I do, like you become so immersed in the character, it really takes a couple days to really just shake it off because you become that person. And that's kind of like a treat for me in a way because I'm used to playing myself as a reality star to be able to be anybody other than Cynthia Bailey. I love myself some me, but I don't have to be me I have to be me in real life.
Yeah.
I don't need to be me on TV as well.
Yeah.
So it's fun to play different characters.
How do you shake it? Like, have you developed a routine on how to kind of jump out of character?
I pretty much just give myself a day or two to just kind of sit with it and just let it go.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think for me, it's almost like, you know how you read a book and you get to the end of it and you finish it and you're kind of sad. You have to like mourn the book a little bit because it was so good and you didn't want to put it down. If you like carried it with you everywhere, like, you know, I'm like a real physical book girl. Like I don't really do digital books. So like it just becomes a part of your life. And then it's like sad when it ends because you're like, now what am I going to do? Now I got to start a whole new thing. So you have to like properly mourn that character.
Yeah.
And just kind of bury it and go dig up the new character.
Is there a role that you want to play, or like a program or a show or a movie that you want to be involved in?
I love the comedy space, actually, which of course is like, they say the hardest space to get into. I'm like, I don't know why I keep making my life so difficult.
But that's good. You have a big laugh, and it's like your laugh makes people laugh on TV. So I can only imagine like the laugh track on that. I would probably just be cracking up just from watching. Yes.
Oh, that's so funny. You know, I'm really recognized by my laugh too. A lot of people like my laugh. I think my laugh is the most annoying thing ever. But anyway, I like shows like comedy shows like The Office and stuff like that. Just kind of like sarcastic humor.
Yeah.
I love that. I also love suspense and drama. The only kind of drama I like is actually that kind of drama.
Scripted drama?
It's scripted drama.
Right.
But, and I like dark characters. Like, I'd love to play, like, I don't know, a serial killer. I think I would be a little unassuming as a serial killer, but, which would make it a great movie because no one would think it's me.
No one would think that you were the serial killer.
Like, she seemed nice to be a serial killer. There's no way she has 12 bodies buried underneath her house.
Like, nope, she's smiling. I don't trust it.
But I want to go all the way to the other side because when I think of myself and how I try to live my life, I'm light. So the opposite is darkness. So if I'm going to do it, it's like, let me just go over here, play like a crackhead or something, a prostitute. I did just something that I would never normally do in my real life.
Yeah. So let's jump into the Seagrams thing. I have another question about Housewives, but I'm going to say that so after we talk about this. So you have another signature drink happening now.
I do.
So how did this one happen? And we all love a mimosa.
Yes.
So how did you get to this one now?
Okay, so my first signature cocktail from Seagrams Escapes was the very successful Peach Bellini.
It was the Peach Bellini.
Yes,
I drink
which
a lot of those.
is Seagrams Escapes, one of their top 3 flavors. So, and that was, we started that partnership in 2018.
Yeah.
So because of the success of the Peach Bellini, we decided to create another flavor together, another Cynthia Bailey flavor together. And I did the Peach Bellini flavor because I wanted to use the peach as my signature fruit flavor.
Right.
And that kind of was a play off Housewives and Georgia and all that stuff. So second time around here, you know, I could do any flavor. And I'm a brunch girl. I'm a daytime kind of girl. I love a day party. I love anything in the daytime. Okay.
Yeah.
I start trying to wrap it up by 9, 10 o'clock at night.
That comes as we get older.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. There's nothing outside after 10 o'clock but the devil.
Listen, okay, now you can come to Lake Bailey after 10, but
I ain't going out.
I'm not trying to be nowhere.
I understand that now.
So with that said, I thought, you know, it'd be really great to come up with a cocktail that would pair really well with like brunch food, like salads and fish and chicken or whatever, you know, brunch foods. Yeah. So I decided, you know what, let's do berry. I didn't see a lot of berry in the line. I didn't see a lot of berry flavors in the line. I don't think there's any berry flavors in the line, actually. So I was like, you know what, let's do a berry mimosa.
Yeah, smart. Did you think when you started this in 2018 that it was going to last this long as a partnership? Did you think you would be here?
Absolutely not.
No.
I had no idea. When we first started the partnership, I knew that I was excited to jump in. You know, the alcohol space is not a big space for women, actually. It's pretty male-dominated, to be honest.
Yeah,
a lot of our conventions, it's like the guys show up, these guys, the cowboy hats and cowboy boots on, and they're like, you know, alcohol guys. I'm like, okay. So I love that as a woman, I'm able to be in this space and be able to create and partner with Seagrams Escapes. Another one of the exciting things that's happened since 2008 when I started my partnership with them is not only do I have my 2 flavors now, I have my berry mimosa, like we said, and, you know, my first flavor, the Peach Bellini, but I'm also the official brand ambassador for the entire Seagrams Escapes line. So I, you know, represent all of the flavors as
Congratulations.
well. Thank you.
That is big.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. So, you know, well, here's the thing, you know, as a serial entrepreneur and just, you know, someone who came from very humble beginnings, I have an incredible work ethic.
Yeah.
And I am so humbled and excited about, you know, opportunities that come my way. And I'm very hands-on. I am a creative as well. So I knew this partnership would only work for me if I could be really hands-on and involved. So Seagrams Escapes gave me the opportunity to actually create my flavors. Like I literally went to Chicago to create in the lab coat and everything, to create the peach Bellini. I'm talking like pouring it like, oh, it's too sweet. Okay, it's not enough peach flavor. It's not enough this. I don't like the color. Not enough carbonation. Until we came up with the perfect combination to make it perfect. And I love that. And even on the box, you can see, and on the peach Bellini box is where there's a photo of me.
Got your face
and a
on
little
the
mission
box.
statement with my signature. That was important to me because I wanted brand recognizability for my fans and everyone that wanted to support me to make sure they were buying the right ones. Because I represent them all, but I really want to make sure you guys buy mine specifically.
This one.
Exactly. You can get all of them, but make sure you get that
Which one?
that peach Bellini and the berry mimosa.
That is cool. What does that feel? I mean, I know it's not shocking for you because you've done so much modeling, but what does that feel like to like know that your face is in the store on something else that's not a magazine?
You know what? It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to, you know, if I'm hanging out, even now that, you know, I've started dating, you know, we're like, you know, going out for drinks, or if we're like somewhere like, hey, we should get some of my drinks. We should make, you know, we have so many fun recipes on SeagramsEscapes.com. I was like, let's make some, you know, some stuff with the peach Bellini, and now with the peach Bellini, and now with the berry mimosa. It's pretty cool. It's such a flex to be able to be like, well, we'll just get
my face.
My drink.
We'll drink mine.
They're like, whoa, you have your own drink? You're so cool.
So, can you add champagne to
Absolutely.
This? Okay.
Absolutely.
Make it a little bit stronger.
Oh, you can add champagne, you can add vodka, you can add bourbon, you can add tequila, whatever you want. And that's the fun thing about our recipes. We do the recipes. However, we always leave room for you to customize everything to what you like. If we have watermelon and peaches and oranges and you don't like any of those fruit, you can substitute it with grapes, cherries, and bananas if you want to. So everything is customizable. And that's why it pretty much works for everyone. And they're super easy and they look so fly when you like see how, you know, we put all the recipes together. Like when people come over, they'll be like, oh my God, how did you make this drink? And it's like super easy. Like all of the drinks usually takes like not even 5 minutes to make. And they just get really creative. So it's fun. It's fun. And I'm the kind of person, I'm all about living my life and celebrating every day like it's my last, especially at this point in my life. So having the partnership with Seagrams Escapes has been really great for me, just because I'm really out here living my best life and celebrating life.
You're living your best life. And I was speaking to you earlier, like we've seen the photo shoots and like all the magazine covers and
Harper's Bazaar
Instagram.
Sylvia was one of my favorites.
And you are killing it.
Thank you. I was also recently on the cover of Mr. Warburton Magazine, which was really great. I had 2 covers for that. And I have some more stuff coming. I love the fact that I've been able to, you know, reinvent myself so many times in my life. And also spin the block. Go back into my modeling bag. Go back into my fashion bag. Because all those things are me.
What inspired it?
What inspired it? You know, it just kind of came naturally, to be honest. You know, once I decided that I was going to focus on myself and pour back into me and do the things that I wanted to do in this chapter of my life, the 3rd act, I just was like, you know what? I feel good. I feel like women of a certain age should be represented more in the fashion industry. I personally feel like I look better now at 56 than I ever did in my 20s and 30s. And I've seen all the tear sheets and covers, and I'm like, oh, that Harper's Bazaar cover looked way better than when I was in my 20s and 30s with some of these other covers. And they were super prestigious covers. But
that is hilarious.
Yeah, you know, it's just, you know, I'm not one thing. I'm not one person. I really am and always will be a model, a TV personality, and now an actress. And all of that stuff works together. So I want to represent it all. Because I can.
So I think my last question, something that it bothered me a little bit. With your former castmates, does it ever get to a place where actions are hurting? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I understand like everybody kind of like does things on social media for like likes and clicks and stuff, but some stuff just looks like that's actually low, and it kind of hurts a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you ever get to that point?
Oh, of course. You know, throughout my time on the show, there have been a lot of things that I felt incredibly hurt by, 100%, because, you know, at the end of the day, you know, these are women who, like it or not, even like with a real sister, you're going to have your ups and downs with these people.
Right.
But I feel like it's just, for me, so much more respectful when you're able to not cut so deep or go super low.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the easy way. And it just, like, from a character perspective, really does not show you in a good light, to be honest. Show the person who's doing that in a good light. So I never try to go below the belt or just extra jab. I don't engage in anything negative on social media.
Yeah.
I do not engage in any of it. Never did, never will. If you want to fight with me, it ain't going to be on social media.
I'm not fighting
call
with
this phone. Now, we can have a conversation in person, and we can have a conversation on the phone, but I'd never go back and forth on social media.
Yeah.
That's not who I am. That's not something that I'm interested in doing. But just as a general rule for myself, just because spiritually it's just not how I'm aligned.
Yeah.
I don't want, if it's negative, I don't want any part of it. I don't want to be around it. I don't want to engage. I don't want to do anything. I am light. Light is always going to beat out darkness, and I only want to be a positive force in my life, especially at this time in my life. And I tried for as long as I could to do it on the show, and I think I did pretty well. You know, I went down a rabbit hole a time or two, but for the most part, looking back after 11 years, I do give myself credit for the intention of really trying to be positive.
Yeah. It's the best you can do.
That's all you can do.
All you can do is try. You can't control other people, but it's like I saw the video of your ex-cast member along with your ex-husband. And it was like a hee hee ha ha, look at us. I'm like, that's low. Like, it's just, for what? To like make a joke out of something that no one outside of that knows what that situation is. So you and him can still be like very good friends, but it puts like that speculation out there like you're not. So like everybody jumping in attack. It was just.
Well, here's the funny thing about that. I have absolutely no issue with them being friends.
Yeah.
Not at all. Like it really has nothing to do with me, to be honest with you. And I have my own friendship with Peter. Like, we are in a good place. You know, when we have to talk about different things, you know, there's a couple of property things that we're still dealing with together. We can come together on those things. I am still very, very good friends with his daughter, Portia. She's like one of my best friends. So we're still connected, you know, and still family in a lot of ways. We're just not married to each other anymore. So whoever he wants to spend time with outside of me, I don't care who it is.
Have fun.
What show it's from. That's his life. And I wish him well.
Perfect.